I'm Mitch Daniels. I'm President of Purdue University. The student debt system is the indentured servitude. You can't get away from it. You are stuck with that debt. You can't even escape it in bankruptcy. It is burdening students long after their college years. We see people postponing home ownership, postponing marriage, postponing families. The rate of new business formation among those who have borrowed money is quite naturally lower than others, so it's hurting the economy in a variety of ways. The cost of college, of course, has risen faster than anything else in the economy, faster than health care. Meanwhile, students have been encouraged to take on more and more loans to pay for diplomas, which are sometimes, by the way, of suspect value to them in the marketplace. So it's not been a good bargain for an awful lot of students. The federal government has been one of the drivers in raising the cost of college, which is the basic problem in the first place. If college didn't cost so much, students wouldn't be borrowing so much. That's why Purdue is looking for an alternative, not a substitute, but a new option that might work better for some. We were eager to try a concept which has been out there a long time called income share agreements. The student does not borrow, but rather signs a contract with an investor to repay by paying a fixed percentage, an agreed upon percentage of income for an agreed upon number of years out of college. Think of it as equity as opposed to debt. So the risk shifts entirely to the investor. If the student's income is less than he or she hoped, or if the student becomes ill, for instance, and can't work for a while, the burden falls on the investor and not on the student. One thing I liked about it was that it seemed to draw support from across the philosophical spectrum. And there aren't too many ideas like that these days. It will begin to tell us what the market values most. So a Purdue electrical engineer, let's say, who's been doing very well in school, is going to be asked to pay a lower percentage, might be as low as 3%, on the expectation that she or he will earn a higher income coming out of school. Whereas someone who studied something different might pay a slightly higher percentage. The terms will vary. Over time, we will learn more and more, and the pricing will adjust as we see who succeeds and who repays at what level. For my money, we ought to be putting schools at risk for some of the cost if a student winds up not repaying. As much as higher education does deserve the criticism it's getting recently for its excessive prices, for its insufficient rigor, and therefore all too often for inadequate value for the dollar it's charging, this nation is still fortunate to have the finest network and system of higher education in the world. And in a knowledge economy world, there's no asset a nation would rather have.